Okay, one more. This one is the Disney Girl Boss Too Close to the Sun at the expense of male viewers. I think I may have seen this, but we'll see.
We ready?
You know what? Chewbacca is actually great help when it comes to managing your emotions.
Oh,
And
really?
the solution doesn't even involve
Interesting.
ripping out the arms of your enemy.
Waffle House
So I've never
Scappies,
been more
yeah.
excited to hit a red carpet in my life. How about you, Goose? Is that really what you're going to be wearing?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
What kind of cringe nonsense is this?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Doesn't that feel so good?
I just felt cringe.
Weird.
Oh, dude, I've seen so many clips of that on the Critical Drinkers channel. It's not even funny.
What's Vader doing with this like torpedo thing? Is there a show I missed?
The Force is female. Foxu Slege 9. Maybe we should actually make the Foxu Slege Twitch emote. I think that'll be pretty pog. Although, if I do make emotes out of that, I have to make sure that Ashley's name, I think, is credited in the name of the emote. I'll have to ask her again. I don't remember the exact terms and conditions that's tied to it.
Vader has a Mando weapon on him? Blasphemy. You know what? You fall.
Lol.
Him out of here.
Get him out of here!
Bye.
It's a Gundam. He's just a piece of crap.
Disney is a fat, corpulent pig of a company.
True.
Run by invalids and progressives too far removed from the cultural zeitgeist that they can't grasp simple concepts. And the worst part is they believe themselves infallible.
True.
I feel like Star Wars is very like patriarchal, so it was kind of cool
Oh,
to have
boy.
like this sort of woman-centered figure.
Till the box office numbers come in and another
Ha 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 ha.
comes back tits
Rip
up or
bozo.
barely breaks even.
Don't even get me started on the game of musical chairs the CEOs played back in 2020.
Bro, what? Nah, it's just that's just gay right there.
Bob versus Blob.
In a move I like to call girl bossing too close to the sun, Disney has gone out of its way to take two of the biggest intellectual properties geared towards males and tried to rebrand them for the non-existent female audience. We
Oh,
watched the
jeez.
MCU turn into the MCU in real
Oh man, the MCU's downfall was absolutely tragic. You had a cultural juggernaut of a franchise and you completely ruined it. I think post Endgame there were exactly two good movies. Spider-Man, I think it was No Way Home, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's it. Everything else has been slop.
time. A phrase Nerdrotic should have trademarked and sold merch for because he'd be a multi-millionaire. The highs of Iron Man, Captain America, and the Avengers were now the lows of the Marvels and the Fantastic Four, the Eternals.
Also, what's up with Pedro Pascal being in like every single movie? It's kind of weird. I've seen nothing after Endgame. It's just too much out there. Yeah. I would only recommend exactly two movies after Endgame. Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's it. Anything else? Slop.
Fantastic Four, there's one, a film Disney wanted so desperately to succeed.
I'm going to be teaching the cast of Fantastic Four to play their characters in Marvel Rivals.
Oh no. Please no. This cannot end well.
Real game, we'll see. We'll see. So, alright, that is your character.
Your planet is now marked.
What? Why'd they give the Silver Surfer... What? They gave the Silver Surfer a boba? Nani? What heresy is it? It's a dude.
For death.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, look, another male character has been gender swapped with a story arc you'd expect from a Reddit fanfic.
Oh
Kevin
no.
Feige does it again. He has less ideas than hairs on his head.
Whoo, that's some balding right there. F and bold gay in the chat for this guy. Silver Surfer is female now, get with the time, slay gay. Oh gee, man. No. We need to return to monkey.
Where is your guard? Where is your guard now?
Star Wars went from being an iconic
Damn, big
global
forehead, true.
phenomenon with
A big forehead, small brain, bald gay, yeah.
phrases and references references that lasted decades. What Disney did to Star Wars will one day be a future case study on.
By the way, I don't even like Star Wars. I just think lightsaber cool. I didn't even like the Star Wars franchise to begin with, but even I can see that the direction that it's headed in is absolutely atrocious. It's a tragedy.
How to kill a brand that's worth billions of dollars.
They did the same thing to Halo, by the way. They murdered that too.
In less than 5 years.
There has to be a creative through line for everything, right?
You know, I think first of all,
Oh boy, her voice reeks of Karenitis.
the thing that we really aspire to constantly is
Lightsaber cool? Yeah. I always thought that was really cool, man. The lightsaber, just as a concept, really cool. The Force is female? Oh, shut up. Shut up.
How many times must women be made CEOs and tank a brand before the companies learn anything?
I did pose this provocative idea, who is Luke Skywalker, that would be something that was said by one of our characters.
Why?
Bro, we would tarnish Luke Skywalker's legacy? Damn. Kathleen Kennedy, our beloved? That's some fighting words right there.
Who is Luke Skywalker? Such a fascinating question.
I guess because it's
no one like
to
this? I can
a new
imagine.
Generation. It was that idea that there would be young people for whom Luke Skywalker was essentially a myth.
There isn't a day that goes by or went by as we were making the movie where we don't talk about George. You know, it's the standard, what would George do?
George gave
Man, George really should not have given over his franchise.
you an outline for the future Star Wars films, and you literally threw them away, just like you did to the expanded universe. You goblin.
One of the things that we talked about very early on was that
I cannot imagine the just amount of soul-crushing depression you'd have to see another big corpa completely crush your creation. I really liked how they butchered Luke and the OG characters. Oh, don't even get me started on that.
the villain in the movie be young. He's in the midst of adolescent angst.
And Kathy's like, Adam Driver, really. Mic drop.
Adolescent angst? Dude, his character was so bland and boring. It was a complete wuss. If you want to write adolescent angst with any iota of skill, a good example would be the movie Chronicle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Hold up, let me quickly turn the light. So the movie Chronicle, for those of you who don't know, is basically three friends who discover, I don't know, something in a big hole, and they get telekinetic powers. So it's kind of like a really interesting found footage take on the superhero genre, but halfway through the movie, everything starts going absolutely wrong. And it's a fantastic movie. I 100% recommend. That is probably an example I can think of where you can think of someone who is, I don't know, has similar powers to a Jedi because they had telekinesis, who is of similar age and maybe even motivation, who was well written. You couldn't even take inspiration from, and instead you created this boring sissy slop character that nobody liked.
Is owning the Chuds worth us having no entertainment or culture? Virtue signaling doesn't.
I don't think she realized, but the Chuds happen to own the franchise's source of income. And if you don't appease the Chuds, well, the Chuds don't appease your investors. As simple as that.
Or promote art. It supports creative stagnation.
Incredibly diverse in the internals. It's just the diversity of this cast here. It's a diverse team.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with Jack Kirby and honoring
Legal battles.
the creation of the characters, and it just led us to look for a diverse cast who happened to be.
Oh man, those 80s and previous designs of characters were really whack.
Incredibly diverse in the internals. It's just the diversity of this cast here and bringing diversity.
Bro, the moment someone mentions diversity, I immediately auto-tune out all their opinions as like just background noise.
To the forefront and the screen here. You are such a champion for diversity, and you're a woman of color as well, and making
Yep, I immediately don't take anything so seriously.
sure that there's representation. This superhero team looks like the world. Diversity.
It's amazing. Well, for both
If it was true diversity, they would have had a Nazi there.
of you.
Just saying. Or actually someone with competing ideologies to make it interesting.
Kill me, please. I want to die.
And all of the signs were there. Disney just chose to ignore them. and the fan base, writing off all criticism as beer tubers, bigots, reactionaries, and so on.
Major Disney investors warn of damage to brand value due to unsustainable pricing.
Uh-oh. Gee, who could have seen this coming? Have you ever seen the price? Just by the example, have you ever seen how much they charge you with those Disney worlds? It's ludicrous.
To make up for losses with the subpar streaming site, Disney did the only thing they could do. They jacked the prices to the
40%? That's crazy.
Disney's reliance on raising prices in its theme parks to make up for losses and its streaming business risks damaging the value of the brand and the business's long-term health. Activist investor Nielsen
Yeah, you know it's a problematic when the activist investors are trying to warn you.
Pletz warned. According to Pletz, investment firms
Alexa, pull up in Nelson Pletz' early life.
Disney, blah, 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 blah. The company's worth around $900 million. What? Spending at Disney theme parks has risen to 40% since 2019.
The hell with that? Take my kids to Universal Studios.
I would never take my kids there, by the way. Never.
They knew they had Disney adult pay pigs, and they milked them for all they were worth. But it gets worse.
The investor says Disney is in crisis and called for major changes to the media giant. He criticized decisions including over-the-top compensation to top executives and what he describes as an overpayment for acquisitions of much of Rupert Murdoch's Fox.
Everything is down.
Oh yeah, didn't Disney buy Fox?
Quickly, give Bob Chapek a raise.
Bro, what is this pay package nonsense? Why do people keep making the mistake of giving your CEOs bazillions and then once they sink your company, you give them a nice golden parachute of extra bazillions and you swap them out for an even greedier CEO and you keep falling downwards? And then they go on to the next company and they tank that too. What is up with that?
I'm not even going to touch on how Disney has beaten us over the head with mediocrity for the last close to 10 years, relentlessly. Normally, these type of beatings come with a felony charge.
Oh man, I remember the Little Mermaid remake. Just the trailer for this was absolutely ratioed. I believe this was the reason that YouTube no longer shows the dislike to like ratio.
Misdemeanor or prison time.
Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I need to install that extension that shows the dislikes.
Backfires as Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar face brand damage. People don't care. According to the studio's decline in momentum has led to a significant subscriber loss of 700,000 Disney Plus users.
Disney Plus sucks, dude.
Why would you, bro? I hate all this subscription nonsense. Like, it's getting too much. HBO wants you to have a subscription. Netflix wants you to have a subscription. Adidas wants you to have a subscription. Disney wants you to. I'm so tired of it, man. You end up paying like what, $200 in just subscriptions because the content is over there. Nah. This is why I sail the high seas.
One anonymous producer at Marvel Experience said, given the quality of Marvel...
And then you'll pay like $9.99 for the ad-free version. You put up your show and there's ads. And they put ads in them now too. Cripes, might as well go back to cable at this point, yeah.
Marvel Disney
Make
Plus
cable great
output
again.
Has been incredibly mediocre. It's dragging the entire brand down and diluted its creativity. People don't care now. That sense of burnout isn't exclusive to Marvel. Star Wars has also suffered from its own content overload, a marketing executive said.
I wonder where they came to that conclusion. Must have been after like that Star Wars cruise dropped dead within like what, a couple months.
When you went to a...
By the way, I don't even know how these people can allow this to happen. It doesn't even take half a monkey's brain to figure out what the target audience of your brand is and how to make money off of them. You could tell a mediocre story and just have it cater to the right audience and people will eat it up. How do you screw this up?
Star Wars movie, it used to be special, but there's a difference between let's have a movie every 4 years versus let's have 3 shows on air all the time.
Bro, that was so annoying. The content overload and needing to watch X many shows just to understand the plot of X movie. Nah, man, it was too much.
Have a movie every year.
Trying like hell to recoup the money they lost buying Star Wars and still haven't done it.
People Don't Care sums up the MCU and Star Wars perfectly. Andor was a great Star Wars show, if not the best thing to happen since Disney acquired Star Wars. But nobody cared, because Disney beat...
Yeah, like the worst thing for your brand is not that people hate it, it's that people don't care. Complete apathy is like the bane of any brand. Nice version, they're just out of touch. Mean version, they hate us and are willing to destroy everything. We like to demoralize us. Unfortunately, we know it's a letter, and we even know who is behind it.
A dead horse into a
And we even know who's behind them.
fine powder, my dude. Then Bob Iger snorted it and gave himself a raise.
Yep.
While Kathleen Kennedy focused on another
Cap'n Kennedy.
female-focused Star Wars movie.
Oh, jeez.
And that brings us to current times.
Disney's Boy Trouble. Studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men
What?
amid Marvel, Lucas.
You had your original IP. You had Star Wars. Ah! Rip Bozo.
Struggle.
I guess Brie Larson and Pedro Pascal didn't connect with people who have normal testosterone levels. Go figure.
Cinderella and
I don't think anybody likes Brie Larson, by the way. I haven't even heard any news about her since her Captain Marvel endeavors. She just completely fall off. I think her career might be over. I've never even heard anything about it after that.
and Sleeping Beauty aren't the only ones looking for.
Most people
Brand's
probably just don't
leadership of
care.
Walt Disney Studios has been pressing Hollywood creatives in recent months. Multiple sources tell Variety for movies that will bring young men back to the brand in a meaningful way.
It is so easy to do this. Look at all of the successful media franchises that cater to men. And you will find it. She was hot in Scott Pilgrim way back when. That's the nicest thing I got. Scott Pilgrim. I remember watching an animated Netflix show about Scott Pilgrim and it was just absolutely dog water, so I didn't carry on. Maybe there was a live action that she started. I don't know. Either way, just make something with a core theme that transcends the individual, like honor, loyalty to your nation, protecting one's family, any type of virtue, and have a strong male lead and a older mentor like that, and have it be riddled with masculine and testosterone themes. And there you go, easy win. There was a live movie a good while back when Michael Cera and stuff. Ah, I see.
Young men is defined by sources as ages 13 to 28, aka Gen Z.
Disney would actually have to hire normal human beings.
Yeah, instead of all these crazy activist morons that they keep hiring.
I would say arguably the gayest Star Wars.
Oh no, shoot me now.
In fact, Disney would also have to take Boba Fett's ship and rename it the Slave One again.
What?
Do it, you cowards! You absolute creative degenerates!
Every film studio is looking for better ways
Girl
to
power.
Into habitual moviegoers. Numerous studies show that Gen Z men in particular are a lonely gaming obsessed group who were hampered in their formative years by COVID-19 lockdown.
No. It had nothing to do with COVID-19. It was a compounding factor, but that's not why we're lonely and game obsessed. It's because boomers ruined the economy, millennials ruined culture, and the media completely ruined any sort of societal expectations and standards. And the government is also screwing us over. COVID just exasperated the problem.
They're like sitting here acting like COVID just made all males retarded or something. And let's just...
Oh, if COVID was the problem that made all males retarded, surely if they're such beings of simple minds, it would be easy to figure out how to cater to them. Surely. I guess not.
Face it, the media never misses a chance to shame men. If you see
exactly.
Gen Z females on TikTok, they're
the most brain-rotted, completely retarded morons I have ever met. Completely self-righteous, virtue-signaling pricks. Almost every time.
Going batshit crazy.
Stay away from me, white man!
See? See what I mean? And you wonder why you are going to end up at the age of 49, childless with 50 cats. And with no one to protect you from the knife-wielding immigrants. Yep. Time to repeal the 19th, ladies and gentlemen. Time to repeal every sort of societal progressivism that has been happening since the 60s. Return to monkey.
I'm feral today.
What's up with the nose ring? You look so ugly with that. Just take it out. Why do attractive women ruin their appearances and look like retards?
Like, I want to take a bite out of those glutes in a bad way.
I bet you now if a guy had to say that, he'd probably get arrested. Bro, it's so cringe.
Claiming she could take it no more, the young mother released the emergency brake, allowing her car to roll backwards into the nearby lake.
Good for her.
What? What?
But let's ignore that. The men like video games. How sus is that?
Yeah, and you want to know why they like video games? Because it's escapism, because reality sucks.
Really never ceases to amaze me how the Japanese, with manga and anime, thrive with people of all ages and demographics.
Because they know who their target demographic is, and they know how to write stories and make media that caters to them.
And Western media acts as if it's some sort of arcane knowledge. It's almost as if, horror of horrors, people like good stories, heroic characters, and media that isn't afraid of strong male leads, and that isn't mired in political correctness, representation, and every other piece of bullshit that we have over here, while leaning heavily on nostalgia bait. How will Disney ever figure out such a complicated puzzle?
I don't know.
I bet you now what they're gonna have to do is put all of their suggestions in a hat and just start drawing out suggestions, you know? See which one works.
I don't know, man.
Nothing is funnier to me than how our society shames males while simultaneously giving them nothing to aspire to or look up to.
Yep.
What do you expect if you vilify them, chastise them, and tell them that everything they do is wrong? You get the problems we have now today. They are products of a corrupt and broken society, which is why the Joker resonated with fans when it debuted, turning...
Oh yeah, people went wild for this movie, by the way. This was probably one of the few times I've ever seen cinema packed for something that wasn't this huge thing like the Avengers Infinity War. Everybody loved this movie. The sequel, absolute garbage, but the original movie of this, peak cinema. A lot of people could relate to it.
...him into an unlikely internet hero, culminating into a now iconic scene that has become an internet meme for 5 years running.
How about another joke, Murray?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash.
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you deserve.
No
Kaboom.
truer words have been spoken in media in a long time.
I feel like Joker is probably could be studied as a documentary of sorts of what could possibly go wrong if this problem remains unchecked.
I would say arguably the gayest Star Wars.
And of course, Warner Brothers and the director had to ruin him in the sequel because you weren't supposed to like the Joker. You were supposed to hate him. And I haven't forgotten how mainstream media tried to gaslight people.
I think there's a difference between liking his character and resonating with his character, by the way. Completely different things. Most people can probably recognize the Joker is, at his core, a broken and evil person in what he desires to accomplish. But they also understand it because he's just a very well-written character, especially in the first movie.
Thinking that white males are going to turn movie theaters into shooting galleries.
We do have a warning this morning from the U.S. military about the new Joker movie, alerting service
Bruh.
members that there could be potential violence at theaters that are showing the film.
I bet you now, everybody was just watching the movie in silent appreciation with a bit of clapping. But then you get the absolute brain rot that was Minecraft, and that's where the real violence in the cinema happened.
Amy is here with more on this, and Amy, law enforcement is taking this seriously.
They certainly are, Robin. Good morning to you. The FBI first uncovered the possible threats online from alleged extremists, sparking new fears after that 2012 theater massacre at the screening of another Batman-themed movie.
Right. Also, the stupid neighbor and revving his damn boat. I hate it so much. He does this every day. Give me a sec. Hold up. I need some toilet paper. Thank you. Hey, Asunder Cobra, welcome, man. How you doing? No. Allergies acting up. Femfox sneeze? 9 Femfox. Hello. Ah, damn. Nice, I'm busy. Bye-bye. Howdy, Asunder. Hello, bless you. Thank you. Okay. Whew. I think the sneezes are over.
This is the same Disney whose multi-billion-dollar content engines Marvel and Lucasfilms have sated men of all ages for almost 2 decades
Bless
since the
for
company acquired them.
Yes,
The
danke.
sources say Disney has been seeking new IPs and pitches such as Splash Global Adventures and
What? Splashy Global Adventures? This sounds gay.
Treasure Hunt.
Foxes allergic to sea bullshit? Yes, yes I am.
Player like films for Halloween's Corridor. The calls come as a Star Wars machine struggles with in-film projects, and superhero genre sheds audiences by the minute.
I guess superhero fatigue was real. Journalists gaslight you, then admit you were right a few years later.
Much has been written about the narrowing audience for superhero movies, the performance of Marvel's latest release, Fantastic Four: First Steps, which aimed to launch yet another superhero franchise led by Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, failed to meet.
By the way, I don't think that people are tired of superhero movies. We're tired of bad superhero movies that are just endless sequel and multiversal slop. Sup, hey, website crasher Pog? Hey man, welcome. I see you there on Kick. Hello. Hope you're doing awesome.
That's despite good reviews. A promising opening weekend in the full attention
Oh,
of
my
Marvel czar
sneezes.
Kevin Feige.
Nine! Balls? What a weird comment, but okay. Hi, Mr. Ballsman.
Star Wars has not produced a film in 7 years. A big screen adaptation of Disney Plus hits The Mandalorian is coming next year. One top film executive at Disney Rival says
I need
every
more tissues.
studio should be looking for originals as sequels and reboots continue to exhaust the culture, even if they're packing in moviegoers for a short term.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Fantastic Four's marketing was the most annoying and insipid push I've ever seen to make.
Can I eat your ears? No, you cannot eat my ears. They are mine and mine alone. And they are very sensitive.
Critics and Pascal
Why do you want to eat my ears? It's mean. Also, which ears, by the way? I actually have 4. I've always wondered this. Like, whenever you see, like, Fox VTubers, Wolf VTubers, whatever VTubers that have got, like, the anthropomorphic ears popping out of their heads, they never have human ears. I do. I, in fact, have 4 ears. So I can better have, you know, selective hearing. All ears? Yep, I'm literally all ears, man.
Disney's in for a rude awakening, especially if they think
But don't
the
eat 'em,
Mandalorian's
please.
extended episode is going to do any better than the Fantastic Four. Star Wars has reached a point where its very existence has become annoying rather than reassuring or fun.
Yep.
Much like Mark Hamill's Twitter timeline. Let's end with Bob Iger's earnings call, because that's always
Oh,
fun
no.
to hear and incredibly boring.
I wonder what it's going
Our
to be.
next question comes from David Karnofsky with JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I wanted to follow up on your comments regarding theatrical franchises.
Most have human ears, though, and bald toggles. Okay, well, we're not going to get a bald toggle. Okay, actually, we might. If I, you know, get a couple of subs in, I can make some more toggles for the model. Because I didn't have enough to commission Ashley to make a model with toggles, okay? But she did say if I ever do want more toggles in future, I must let her know, and then she can maybe make something work. And then I'd also have to pay Rai to rig the toggle, but I might actually get some toggles in future. Maybe we could have a bald gear, we can have maybe some expressions, you know, like saddies. Change to bald, I don't have a bald toggle. But hey, you know, if I make a couple of bucks here and there on Twitch and Kick, I might get some more toggles, maybe even bald gear.
You know, Disney's had great success recently with sequels and reboots. I'm interested, though, in how you think about launching new
Dress toggle? Yeah, could even do that too.
IP into today's exhibition market? Is it a fair comment that that's a tougher proposition than in the past? And then
Made 9.
separately for Hugh, it might be early, but can you discuss or even quantify potential tax benefits at Disney from the Big Beautiful Bill in return of 100% bonus depreciation? Thanks.
Oh man.
Thank you, David. We continue to be focused
Clown,
on
yep.
creating new IP. Obviously, that's of great value to us long term. But we also know that the popularity of our older IP.
Ah, man. Sorry, Bob. I'm allergic to your BS.
Remains significant, and the opportunities to either produce sequels or to basically bring them forward in a more modern way,
Thank you.
we've done, or convert what was previously animation to live action, like we're doing with Moana in 2026, is just a great opportunity for the company. And
No, it's not. Shut up. Shut up.
Supports our franchise. So I wouldn't say that we've got a priority one way or the other. Our priority is to put out great movies that ultimately resonate with consumers, and the more we can find and develop original property, the better, of course. We are developing original property for under the 20th Century Fox banner.
Sneezes.
Under the Searchlight banner.
What is that supposed to
And look,
mean?
you could even argue that Marvel continues to mine its library of characters for original property, even though, for instance, there have been Fantastic Four movies before. We kind of consider the one that we did an original property in many respects, because we're introducing those characters to people who were not familiar with them at all.
That's not how original property works.
Well, there you go. Disney has learned nothing.
This is what most people think my PC looks like when I was back playing Kane's Wrath, by the way.
They have enough money to fail repeatedly before it's a major issue. And God help us all for the cultural rot we're going to endure for the foreseeable future.
Oh,
They try
no.
to pretend they're going to do something different. If Disney can't even take established IPs with built-in fan bases and audience and make a hit, how in the name of God are they going to do anything original?
They're not. And if they do, it's going to be an absolute massive flop, unless there is a complete reform of that company and how they make their media products.
That's the truth.
Well, that's not going to happen.
In fact, Disney's whole legacy was built on stealing stuff for the longest time.
Yep.
The only difference is they can't lean on beautiful art and fantastic storytelling anymore because
That's a lot of Daniels.
we live in a day and
Daniel.
age where people are more
Can Daniel please come to the manager's office and like 7 people show up?
concerned with luxury
David.
beliefs.
I don't know. I just found that funny.
Rather than telling you a story that's
Another
thought-provoking
propaganda
and
banger? Yeah.
God forbid
Good video, by the way. Good video. Give it a like.
you actually sympathize with a villain, unless it's a villain that they pre-approve of, like Ursula, Cruella de Vil,
Or these sanitized corporate slop villains that have nothing inherently evil about them.
or the Queen from Cinderella. Because frankly, to hell with it. Who cares? I'm going to sleep. Rest in power, King Cobra.
Thanks, man. Good video, boys. Good video. A girl boss a little bit too close to the sun. Now all the Zoomers don't want to give them money, and they'll never figure out why. Boo-hoo, rip bozo. Anyways, okay.